right, with it being summertime, I thought I would share my bronzer collection because it's that time of year, bronzing, glowing, all that other good stuff we're doing in the summertime. But I bet you can't guess how many bronzers I have. So I'm gonna take a pause right now, and I would like you in the comments to tell me how many bronzers you think I have. I bet you are going to be so surprised when you find out how many I have. All right, so if you would like to hear about bronzers, my bronzer collection, and ranking them, don't go anywhere. All right, so let's talk bronzers. First off, I actually prefer matte bronzers. I'm not huge on super glowy bronzers because I build up the glow in glowy blushes and glowy highlighters, but I prefer like the kind of matte ones, mainly because I kind of use them to do a bronzer kind of effect. I know bronzers should warm the skin, blah blah blah, but it warms my skin. Okay, it warms my skin because my skin gets warm. But so I tend toward more matte bronzers. Oh, but let's just ask, what was your guess? What was your guess on how many bronzers I have? Okay, I know y'all not gonna believe this, but I only have 15. And I know for some people who are new, they're gonna be like, oh my God, when those people who watch collection videos to like drag people about their collections. Oh my God, there's so many. It's really not when you consider how much other stuff I have. Now, the reason why I have only 15 is because I decluttered them quick, because I've had quite a few. I've bought like a lot of drugstore ones. I don't have Hula right now. I gave that away. So, I have a lot of those, and then I get rid of them because they're really not that good. I don't like the way they look, because I like a more cool tone, neutral or cool toned bronzer. I don't like the warmer ones because they don't look that great on me. That orangey vibe is not cute on my skin. I need it to be a little cool, a little neutral, and then it looks awesome on. So I'm going to talk about them from the ones I don't like that much to the ones I really love. Now, the ones that they're okay, the formulas are fine, it's just certain things about them. So let's get started. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is this e.l.f. This is the primer infused bronzer. This is in Forever Sun Kiss. Now this was gifted to me. The reason why I don't like it is not because it's not a good formula, but it's the lightest one, and it's just a little too light for me. I just really can't use this. I know I'm BGB, but this is just a tad bit too light for me, so it really doesn't, like, I can wear this in the dead of winter with absolutely no color, looking like Vampira, then I can make this work. Then next up is the Laura Geller. This is the Beach Matte Baked Hydrating Bronzer in Siesta Medium. This is, I like the formula. Now sadly they don't make this anymore. I think I got this on Nordstrom Rack. I like the feel of it, but this is one of those wintertime ones. It is not that medium. It, built up, I can make it work. And the thing with when you're doing bronzes, you really can't see them that well unless they're deep. So that's what you can see. You really can barely see it on there. So like in the wintertime, I can build it up and wear it, but during this time of year, no, it's not gonna happen. So that's that one. This one is next. I do have the Too Faced. I have a very small one, which is the Chocolate Soleil, and this is nice. It really is. I just don't wear it. I don't know. I keep forgetting about it, but it is a decent. Now this is a one of those samples, and it's very dry, so maybe if I actually go out and buy the actual one, I'll like it more, because that's why I don't use it a lot, because it's real super dry to me, super duper dry to me. All right, then see, now the thing is, when we get into here, I really like all these bronzers. Okay, but let me go with this one. This is the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronzer in Dark to Deep. And this is a really pretty bronzer. Now this has a slight sheen to it. It does have a little bit of, it has a little sheen to it, just enough where it's not too much. Like this is a beautiful in the summer bronzer because this is a beautiful color. So when I have some tan or something, this is beautiful and it has just enough you know, it has a little bit of glitter in it, you know, just enough sheen to it that it really does give you a healthy glow without it being that sparkly look. I just don't like that look. I just don't like it with my bronzers. So this is a good one for the summertime. I have this NYX matte bronzer, really like it. This is in deep tan. Now I know some of y'all saying you shouldn't be getting that dark, but in the summertime, in the winter summertime, I really like them like this. I like a deep, and it's really, and let me say this isn't as dark as you think it is. It has a little more, it pulls a little orange on me, but it can be, but it's doable in the summertime. So it does pull a little bit orange, but not so much that I can't use it. All right, then next up is this one right here. Well, let me go with this one. This was the beginning of me bronzing, and this was the e.l.f. bronzer palette in deep bronzer. And if you need a nice bronzer palette, I keep this. I don't use it as much as I used to because, honey, I was dipping into it. I keep this because this is a really good drugstore alternative for bronzers, especially if you're not sure about what kind you like, because it has the ones that have some some sheen to them, and then it has the matte bronzers, has cool tones, it has some warmer tones. So this is a really good, and for $6 you cannot beat this. So this is a really good one if you are not sure about it. And they do have, you know, a lighter version of this, but this is a really good one if you're not sure about what you need, what color, what type of bronzer you want, or if you want to try some different finishes. So that's a good one. Now I'm gonna show this one because I actually wound up liking it. This is the Jouer bronzer duo in medium to deep. Now, first off, this is not medium to deep. This is not medium to deep at all. However, once I was irritated with it for some time. This one is nothing. I can't use that one at all. However, this one is a really nice bronzer for me in the winter time. This is a wintertime bronzer. This is not summertime. This is not medium to deep. I don't know who they was calling medium to deep, but you can clearly see this is not medium to deep. This is medium at best. This is definitely light. So no, but I do like the bronzer. I do like it. It's it blends very well. It's very, you know, it's a nice cool tone. It you know, it sits on the skin, is long lasting. Hits all the bells and whistles that I need, but it ain't medium to deep. I'm gonna need them to stop with that lie. Okay, now these are, I kind of like all about the same, and I was so surprised about them all. So you know, we're gonna talk about these. So these are like a bunch of bronzers that I've gotten in the last year that I found out that I really like. So the first one is this BH Cosmetics. Nobody talks about this. I forgot to put this in. This is one of those underrated things. This is the Brilliance Bronzer in Cocoa Cutie. She's a pretty bronzer, and it's nice and soft. It's a little warm toned. It does pull a little warm, but not so much that it's not wearable. So it's, you know, but I was so surprised because it was very blendable. No patchiness. It's just a really nice soft bronzer. Oops, I forgot I got 16 bronzers. Correction, 16 bronzers. Okay. All right, so that's that one. This one I wound up buying, which is the Winky Lux, and this is in mocha. First off, it smells like coffee. I'm not a coffee person, but it does smell like it. But this is such a pretty this is a really nice universal bronzer that, you know, you can build, you can, you know, have a light hand, it'll look nice, but you can also build it up to a nice, for somebody who's tan. Now, I'm not gonna say it's gonna go to, you know, my deeper girls, but if you are tan, you can definitely build this one up. This is it right here. You can definitely build it up, and it'll look beautiful on. It's, once again, these are, let me say this, all of them are very blendable. They're not patchy. They're long lasting. They do look really good on the skin. So that's why these have all made it. They're just different colors. This is the City Bronzer. This is in 300. So this is the deepest one they have. It ain't that deep, y'all. It's not that deep. It's not, no, it's not that deep. But it pulls a little, you know, it's pulling a little warmer, but not too warm that I can't make it happen. Now this is the Milani, and this is an 02 Sun Kiss. This is the medium one. This is a really pretty cool tone bronzer. I was not expecting to love this as much as this one is not for you if you don't like cool, because this will make you look ashy as it will make you look ashy if, you know, depending on the time. Now I can wear this in the winter time. It looks really pretty because my skin is, you know, extra peat, you know. By then I'm like kind of, I'm not golden undertones. I'm toward, like, heading toward, you know, that I'm kind of neutral, and then I'm leaning toward the more cool undertones in the winter time. So that's why I can get away with it. Now I really like the Anastasia bronzers. However, I bought it a little too dark. I bought it in cappuccino. Don't start with me. But I can wear it. I just have to be very light-handed with it. Very light-handed. But these are so nice. If you want to spend a little more money, you know, and you're going to have it for a while, I really do recommend the Anastasia ones, because they have such a good shade range. You know, what is it? They got 5 or 6 of them. So I really like them. And brown girls have said they like it. Now, I used to have the Becca one, but I bought it in the darkest color, like a nut, and it was too red for me. But it looks good on everybody. I wound up giving it away, and so if you like Becca, Becca has really good bronzers too, but I just don't have them right now because I bought the wrong color. It seems to be a thing in my life. All right, so next up is this one, which is the Laura Geller Baked Impressions bronzer, and this is in deep. Now this is the right color for me. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness, this is so nice on. Like I said, this is a more warm one, but this is so pretty on. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Then now these were the ones that I was living for. Like these two, I had to, like, I need to bring them back I need to phase them back in. You know how you do shop my stash? I need to shop my stash, bring these babies back in. These are the Lorac Tantalizer Buildable Bronzing Powders. I have Tan Lines and I have Beach Betty. Oh, these are so nice. These were like pretty much my only bronzers for almost a year. These are the ones that I always go back to. This is Beach Betty, and at first I didn't think I liked Beach Betty. I was rocking Tan Lines more because this is more of a matte bronzer. Beach Betty has a little sheen to it, but not to the point that it's, you know, that it'll you know, give you you know, it'll be too much, because I like a little sheen. Like if you see it now, I don't know if you can see the sheen in it. It's cool tone, but it's got enough sheen so it gives you a nice little vibe to the skin. Now this came in a BoxyCharm, and I would have never ever bought this, but this is the pretty vulgar bronzer in Bronze Mannequin, I guess it is. And this one is so much. Now I think they have some of the worst packaging for the pricing. I feel it feels cheap to me, but this is such a nice bronzer. I was so pleasantly surprised. I was so happy to get it. And yeah, this is one of my go-tos. This is more of like springtime, you know, when I'm starting to get a little, you know, sunlight, vitamin D is hitting the skin. This is one of the ones that I use. Now, these two are newer ones, but let me just tell you, this one I have fallen in love with. This one right here, I have fallen in love with. This was like a buy that I wasn't even planning on buying. This is the Flower Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer. I have it on now. It has such a pretty glow to it, where it's, you know, it's not too much. It's a very, when I saw it, I was like, this one is in Sunrise. I was like, okay, it's very neutral. It looks very cool in the pan, but when you swirl into it, it actually is pretty neutral. You see how you come up with that color, and then so it's more of a neutral, but it has a little sheen to it that's just enough, not too much, because I don't, like I said, I don't like those super glittery. I don't necessarily glittery, but bronze. Like, I don't like that Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess look. You know, I don't need it that bronzy. I like it to have a subtle sheen to it where it just feels like, you know, it looks more natural. It looks more that, you know, instead of me trying to like throw some bronzer on to try to give myself some color, it looks like I actually have some color. And now this is finally the last one that I bought recently, and this is the Prime Beauty Bronzers in Glow Coast. Now this is a black owned brand, and she has made ones that are for deeper complexions. This is the lightest one. Now y'all looking at this going, now come on Lou, come on Lou. But actually I can, you know, with a light touch, it looks really pretty on. It has a slight redness to it on me, which is not normally what I like, but for some reason it looks really good on me. So I really do like this one. I just have to be really light-handed with it because, you know, I am a little, it was probably made more for like B's complexion, you know, tan girls and stuff. But listen, I'm gonna wear it. I am going to wear it. All right, so that is it for all of my bronzers. Hey, I would love to hear your favorite bronzers. What bronzers do you use? Which ones do you think I should try? Because I'm always open to trying something new. Thank you always for watching. And as always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Talk to you later.